The potential of your leadership is a reflection of the quality of your habits. So if you want to be more effective in your leadership, you want to be more strategic with your habits. You're probably thinking about changing something. Maybe you want to change your diet, or maybe you want to be more disciplined in the morning, or maybe you want to stop binge eating before you go to bed, or maybe you want to be more organized and plan your day before you start at the office. And chances are good that this won't be your first attempt to make that specific change. Because like me, we all have good intentions and we've probably tried before, and maybe our attempt to change failed. And so you may be thinking, I hope I can change. I hope I can grow. I hope I can become a better leader. And I want to remind you that hope alone doesn't change your life. Habits do. The same with your leadership. Hope doesn't change your leadership. The right habits will. And if you'll notice, I said the right habits will. This may be obvious, but the wrong habits won't. And a lot of us have the wrong habits. For example, I often have the habit of interrupting others when they're speaking. That's rude, and I've been working to break that habit. You might have the habit of starting meetings late, and that's not respecting other people's time. Or you might have the bad habit of procrastinating and putting off what's most important. We want to work for the right habits. And why do the right habits matter so much in your leadership? Because the potential of your leadership is a reflection of the quality of your habits. What do we know about habits? The habits you have today will shape who you become tomorrow. So if you want to be more effective in your leadership, it's time to get strategic with your habits. Let's answer the question. What do the best leaders have in common? Well, before we answer that, let's start with what they don't have in common. Contrary to popular belief, the best leaders are not necessarily the smartest people. They don't necessarily work the longest hours. They don't get more breaks than other people, and they don't necessarily have more connections. They are very, very different than the habits that I need to create. Why? Because your desired results are very different than my desired results. And that's why I want to just plead with you to be very, very intentional. And I'm going to ask you, and we're going to work through this in a few sessions. The question is this: what habits do you need to create? And to answer that question, we need to think about this. To know what habit you need to create, you must first be clear on what result you want to get. Let me say it again. To know what habit you need to create, you must be clear on what result you want to get. It's Stephen Covey, who's best known for saying, start with the end in mind. Great advice. We're going to add a little twist to that. And when we talk about starting with the end in mind, and I talk about this in detail in my new book called The Power to Change, Mastering the Habits That Matter Most. I want you to get the book, The Power to Change. In the book, we talk about this. Instead of asking, what do we want to do? We're going to first ask a different question. Instead of what do we want to do, we're going to ask, who do I want to become? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with who before do. Why does this matter so much? And believe me, it does. Most leaders tend to start with external results. It's kind of like, what do I want to accomplish? What we're going to do is we're going to start with internal qualities. Instead of what do I want to accomplish, we're going to ask, who do I want to become? So in order to create the right habits to get the desired results, let's get to work. I'm going to give you some application. This is your assignment. I want to encourage you to do it with your team. And we're going to create 2 identity-shaping statements. The first one we're going to create is what I call an I am statement. And the second one is an I do statement. I am and I do. And I'm going to walk you through this, and I want you to do this exercise. We're going to start with an I am statement. And in one sentence, what you're going to do is you're going to try to answer the question, what kind of person do I want to become? Or what kind of leader will I be? This is who before do. And to help you process your answer, I'm going to just talk about like 2 common leadership desires. When I work with people, a lot of leaders say, hey, I want to be more organized, or some leaders say, I want to care more about my people. And so let's say that's one of those is your goal. You're going to write an I am statement, and using your hypothetical goal, you might say this: I am, what am I? I am an organized leader. Or your I am statement might be, I am a leader who cares about people. Now, in your mind, you might be saying, but I'm not. It doesn't matter. We're going to declare what we want to be. We're going to put it in present tense. I am an organized leader. And I want to encourage you, if you want to be creative with this statement. You can add some color to it. You might say, I'm an organized, productive, results-producing leader. Whatever it is, make it your own. And the first thing what I want you to do is I want you to create your I am statement. Who before do. Now, we're going to create your I do statement. What is it that you do? Based on who you want to be, what is it that you do? Based on the leader you want to become, what's one habit that you need to create? Remember, the most successful people create specific habits to get the desired results. So what new habit will reinforce who you want to become? Now, if you're becoming an organized leader, you might look at an organized leader and look at some of their best habits and pick one small habit. That's your assignment. I am an organized leader. I do this one thing, and you're adopting one new, very specific, small habit and just one. And so you might say, if I'm an organized leader, I plan my day the night before. That's what organized leaders do. Or you might say, I prioritize the top 3 items to do each day before the day starts. Whatever it is, you're going to create your I am statement and your I do statement. Let's say your I am statement is, I am a leader who cares about people. So you're going to ask, well, what do leaders who care about people do? And then you're going to make one I do statement. And you might say, gosh, okay, the people that I know that really care about people, they listen way more than they talk. So your I do statement might be, I ask 3 questions before I say anything. So you have an interaction with someone and you're going to ask them 3 questions because you're focusing on caring about them. Or you might say, you want to express more gratitude to the people on your team. So you say, every day I write 1 note or send 1 text of gratitude. That might be your I do statement. Very simply, I am, my I am statement, and I do, my I do statement. And what you might want to do is you might want to put it on a screensaver on your computer or on the home screen of your phone. You might write it on lipstick on your bathroom mirror or whatever. You may even consider posting on social media for accountability. Why does this matter? James Clear says this, and I love this quote. Of all his amazing content, this is one of my favorite quotes. He says, every action you take is a vote toward the type of person you wish to become.